It's 9 p.m. Monday night. While the rest of the world slows down, you're tuning in to the Final Boss podcast. This is Motivation Mondays, where mindsets shift, hustle gets honored, and the 6 pillars of success get broken all the way down. We're talking motivation, resilience, sacrifice, consistency, persistence, and perseverance. Hosted by the one and only Turbotheceo, bringing real talk, raw stories, and relentless energy to spark your week with purpose. So lock in, take notes, and remember, success ain't just a dream, it's a discipline.
Man, welcome to the Final Boss podcast, Motivation Monday. It is I, the Final Boss, and I am here, and we are ready to get down to business. Man, listen. Let me tell you. It is a fantastic Monday, if I must say so myself. And we got a great show for you tonight. Tonight, we're going to be talking about happiness. And not just the feeling or the emotion. We're going to be talking about the state of happiness. The state of happiness. So to everyone around the world, no matter where you are watching or what platform you are using, welcome to the Final Boss podcast. I'm your host, the Final Boss, also known as Turbotheceo. And man, I got a great show for you tonight. Look, thank you for the DMs. Thank you for all of the messages you guys are sending me in. We appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure tomorrow night that you tune in tomorrow for Tech Tuesday. Tech Tuesday is going down with the Sensei. Tech Tuesday, right? Yeah, I know y'all enjoy Tech Tuesday. Tech Tuesday is a crazy and amazing show as we do a dive into all things tech and AI. That's right. Tech Tuesday with the Sensei. So tune in for that. And then I'll see you back on Thursday for Special Guest Thursday. Same time, 9 p.m. live, right? And then we do it all over again to start the next week off with sitting down with the Final Boss Sunday. That's it. But look, I got a great show for you tonight. I'm trying to, let's see. I think I'm going to go with that one. No. I got it. So let's get into it, man. We're going to get into it with our brass tacks. But you know what, man? Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That's our greeting for today. That's our greeting for every day. We're going to get into our brass tacks. And our brass tacks tonight comes from Anonymous. And here it is. Action may not bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Think about it. Happiness is about action. Action may not bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. And I know y'all over there like, man, what is the final boss talking about? Well, you know what? I'm gonna get right into it. I am going to get right into it. And this isn't just another Motivation Monday. Let me just go ahead and say that. Hey, man, listen. If you look, those tuning in, stay with us. I see you. I see you. Look, don't you go nowhere. Don't you go anywhere. I see you. Stay right where you are. We have a great show that you need to be watching. You need to be watching this show. You need to obtain all the information that I'm going to present to you to assist in your happiness, assist in your success, assist into your greatness. Stay right there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Don't go nowhere. Stop doom scrolling, right? Stop looking at that toxic BS. Man, turn that crap off, man. Just pay attention. Make sure you guys take some great notes tonight because I'm going to dive into happiness. And this isn't just another Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday. This is episode number 10. Episode number 10. And let me tell you something. This is a big one. It's ginormous. It's bigly big. Bigly big. That's just out of control. I'm gonna throw some flags on the plate for that one. Bigly big. All right. Sometimes I crack myself up, man. You gotta crack yourself up, you know? You just have to, man. You have to crack yourself up. Today, we are diving deep into something that's going to change your entire perspective, right? It's going to change your entire perspective. And that's what I'm here for. We're a community. I say that all the time on each and every last single show. We're a community and we're on this journey together. And tonight, I'm going to change your perspective on success. And we're talking about the key to success is staying happy no matter what. And, you know, one of my favorite anime is and I'm a fan. I go old school with them I can go old school on the anime. Yeah. We're talking about Akira. We're talking about Fist of the North Star. We're talking about Full Metal Alchemist. We're talking about what I just rewatched the other day, Vampire Hunter D. We're talking about Ninja Scroll. So I could go like classic anime. But one of my favorite animes today that I enjoy watching, it just gives you like this warm, fuzzy, good feeling. Is My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia, who one of the main characters on there, he's a protagonist. His name is All Might. And All Might is always smiling no matter what. He's always happy. The guy is just always happy. And it's incredible. Facing all types of adversity, saving the world, all odds against him. He's smiling through it and showing that he's pushing through with a smile on his face. And that's his mantra. Pushing through with a smile on his face, right? So, that's what we're going to be talking about. The key to success is staying happy no matter what. And I'm not talking about fake positivity because you have that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about what some people may call as toxic optimism. Nope. I'm talking about real happiness that comes from right there. Damn. I hit myself too damn hard. Choking. Listen. Let me take a sip of this coffee. That hurt. Sometimes I don't know my own strength. But listen. We're talking about happiness from within, something real, something that burns, something that's possibly contagious, right? It's that unshakable joy that carries you through the storm. Now, we've talked about going through many storms and how to get through many storms. And say you're on a fired up train and you're adding coal to be fuel to get up that hill, right? We talked about understanding and discovering your why, right? We talked about understanding and discovering your why, and they have your why is the reason why you push through. It keeps you going. Well, your happiness is a component of that. Your happiness is a component in that. But before we dive all the way in, I need you to do something for me right now, people. To my final bosses, to my smarts, to my motivators, I need you guys to listen up and do something for me right quick. Wherever you are, doesn't matter. If you're in your car, if you're in the gym, if you're walking, I need you to take a deep breath with me. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Let it out through your nose. Now smile. Smile. Yeah, smile. Go ahead and smile. I know you feel it. You feel it. You feel it. Yeah, smile. Smile. Yep, that's all I need you to do. I need you to smile. And thank you for smiling. And you're doing it even if you didn't feel like it. But you have to trust the process. You have to trust the process, man. So let's get something straight right off the jump. Now we got that out. Got the deep breath in, deep breath out. We're smiling. We're in a great mood. Energy is shifted, right? We got the kinks out. Most people have happiness completely twisted. Most people, right? Most people. But I'm the final boss, and I'm going to let you know why. They think happiness is the destination. They think it's what you go after you achieve success. I'll be happy when I get that promotion. I'll be happy when I lose some weight. No. Get that out of here. I'll be happy when I find some love. I'll be happy when I find some love. Right? No, that's backwards thinking. And let me tell you, in each one of those scenarios, you have to enjoy the process and you have to be happy no matter what. That's backwards thinking. And it's why so many people never actually reach their full potential. Here's the truth. And this is going to hit a little bit different. Happiness isn't the reward for success. Happiness is the fuel for success. Happiness is the fuel for success. How can you understand and discover your why if you're not happy? Think about it. When you're operating from a place of genuine happiness and joy, you make better decisions. You see opportunities where others see obstacles. You attract the right people, the right situations, the right energy, the right blessings. And they don't have to be monetary. But when you make the shift in your frequency, you stay in a state of happiness, you're attracting the right energy into your life. This is this isn't spiritual talk, even though I just was coming from a spiritual perspective. It's not spiritual talk. This is science. This is psychology. This right here is a fact. It's a fact. Your vibe literally attracts your tribe, and your energy determines your trajectory, right? When you're getting up on the fired up train with excellence and greatness, going to your destination, it's your happiness that's leading the way, right? Now let me sit back. Let's talk about something real. Let's talk about something real. Let's talk about pain. Because what nobody's going to tell you is that pain is going to come whether you invite it or not. Loss is inevitable. Challenges are necessary. Challenges are guaranteed. It's guaranteed you will have challenges. The question isn't if these things will happen. The question is how you're going to respond. Talking to you, how are you going to respond to it when they do happen? Listen, you don't want to hear my story. I've been through it all. I've been through it all. You don't want to hear my story. I've been through it all. God bless, I'm still here. I've been through it all. Motivators, final bosses, smarts, family, listen. We've all had our hearts broken. We've had businesses that failed. We've had trust betrayed. We've been at rock bottom. And let me tell you, being rock bottom on your own versus being rock bottom when God takes everything away from you to show you humility and how to be humble, it's a whole different ball game. A whole different ball game. But let me digress. Being on rock bottom, wondering if you ever see the light again. It's all temporary. Three things are happening. You're going in a storm. You're already in a storm. You're coming out of that same storm. Right? And in those moments, you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Whether you wanted to make a choice or not, you made a choice. Will you let the pain define me? Or I could let the pain refine me. See, pain has a purpose. Pain has a purpose, and it's not to punish you. It's not for punishment. It's for preparation. And you probably hear a lot of the gurus out there, they say the exact same things. Pain is preparation for your next level. Every challenge you face is preparing you for the level of success you're destined for. But here's the key. You've got to learn how to stay happy through the pain, not despite it. When you can find joy in the journey, even the difficult parts, you become unstoppable. You become unstoppable. Let me break that energy down in alignment, and let me break that energy down for you and tell you what alignment really means. Because this is where most people lose the game. Alignment isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent with your higher self. Especially when everything around you is chaotic. You're in a storm. The world is falling on you. And for individuals like myself, I tend to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I do. That's why my shoulders are a little small right now. Right? Yeah. Because I tend to carry the world on my shoulders. And a lot of people out there are like that. A lot of people tend to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. But think about this. Think about a tuning fork. I wish I had one. I got anything? Nope. Think about a tuning fork. When you strike it and it goes ding, it vibrates at a specific frequency. And when you place another tuning fork near it, it starts vibrating, right? My hands look crazy, but I'm trying to get you to understand what I'm saying. It's vibrating at the same frequency. That's called resonance. Your energy works the same way, right? When you're aligned with happiness, with positivity, with the winning energy, you start attracting winning people. You start attracting those type of people. Same opportunity. You start attracting those type of opportunities and circumstances that match your frequency. Science, man. It's not witchcraft. It's not kumbaya. It's science, right? But when you're vibrating in fear, in anger, in victim mentality, guess what you attract? You attract more of the same. You ever wonder why you were in a relationship and the relationship was toxic and there was a certain energy flow in the relationship and you was like, man, this is crazy. This relationship, if you recognize it. But after you leave that relationship, you go to another situation that's very similar. You're not attracting the people, you're attracting the energy. And the beautiful thing is this. You control the frequency. You get to choose what energy you bring to every situation, every conversation, every challenge. It's a choice. You get to have control over that. Society has been lied to you, along with everyone else. It's all a lie. Society has lied to you about what strength looks like. They told you strength means suppressing your emotions, grinding through your pain, and never showing vulnerability. That's not strength. That's survival mode. And survival mode is not where success lives. That's trauma. Real strength is choosing to be happy when you have every reason to be bitter. Look, I got every reason to be bitter. I could be, man, look, I could be an angry black man, but no, I refuse. I can't do it. I just can't do it, man. I refuse. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel some kind of way about pain or loss or challenges. What I'm saying is real strength is finding the lesson in the loss. Real strength is maintaining your inner peace while the world around you is in chaos. I'm not saying ignore your pain or pretend everything is perfect. I'm not saying that. Feel your feelings. Process your emotions. But don't let them set up permanent resonance in your mind. Don't give them for it. Don't let them Bamas be in your head rent free. No. Visit the pain. Learn from it. And then choose happiness. Right? Choose happiness. Because at the end of the day, your happiness is your responsibility, not your circumstances, not other people, not external conditions. That's your responsibility. Hey, man, hold on. Do I need more light? Can y'all? Do I need more light? No? Is that light bright enough? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Just making sure. Here's a perspective shift that's going to change everything for you. Adversity isn't your enemy, it's your trainer. Every single person who has achieved something extraordinary has been shaped by extraordinary challenges. Think about this. The diamond is just coal that handled pressure extremely well. The diamond is just coal that handled pressure extremely well. The pearl is created by oysters' response to irritation. Your greatest achievements aren't going to come from your comfort zone. They're going to come from your ability to stay happy and focus while being uncomfortable. Now, see, if we were sitting down, if this was a sitting down with the Final Boss Sunday, I would have been pushing the claps and bars all night long. But this ain't that show. When adversity shows up at your doorstop, and it will, I want you to say thank you. I want you to say thank you. Thank you for making me stronger. Thank you for revealing what I'm really made of. Thank you for preparing me for the next level. Look, I watch a lot of these really successful people, and I gather a lot of talking points from these guys. And I was watching Andrew Tate the other morning. Shout out to Andrew Tate. I know a lot of people don't like that guy, but I think he has a lot of good points. Andrew Tate said he was going through a period of depression. He's never been depressed before. And he was talking to himself about it, and he was like, oh, this is what depression feels like. I'm like, okay. I'm depressed. All right. Now I know what it feels like. Hey, let's go. And just like that, in that instant, he was able to shift that energy. And all those things are doing, like I said, is taking you to the next level. You have to thank it, right? Smile through it. This is, I know, listen, this is advanced level thinking. But when you can genuinely feel grateful for your challenges, you've cracked the code to unstoppable success. You cracked the code. You've become the final boss. You've become an unstoppable, unmovable force. You've become the glitch in the matrix. You become the Neo, right? Let's get practical for a minute. How do you actually stay happy when life is hitting you from all angles? It starts with understanding that happiness is a practice, not a feeling. Remember in the beginning, I said it's not an emotion. Remember I said that? First, you got to train your mind like you train your body, right? Every morning, before you check your phone, before you get caught up in social media and the world's chaos and all these other things that's going on, you set your internal thermostat here through breathing, like I just said this morning or a few minutes ago. Breathe, let it out, and just smile. Smile. And then you start giving gratitude to all the things that you're thankful for. You start having affirmations of visualization, and whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. The next thing you do is guard what you bring in, right? Your eyes are like input devices. Your ears are like input devices. Your mouth is like input devices. Pause. What you consume mentally and emotionally is just as important as what you consume physically. Negative news, toxic people, complainers, and blamers. Limit your exposure. Garbage in, garbage out, baby. And on that, I'm going to say bars. Whoo! He's on fire tonight, man. He's on fire. Third, you got to create non-negotiable joy moments in your day. Right? Figure it out, man. Figure it out. Maybe it's your morning coffee. Maybe it's your workout. Maybe it's calling your mom. Or maybe it's whatever you have in your toolbox that fills your tank, that makes you happy. You make that sacred. And you go to it as much as possible. You train yourself on that. You train yourself on feeling when sadness or those moments come about, you go into your toolbox of happiness and you pull those things out. One of the hardest lessons that personally I had to learn is that sometimes what feels like loss is actually a redirection, right? You've heard the saying. Sometimes what breaks your heart is breaking you open for something better. Look, we've all lost relationships that we thought were going to last forever. We've lost opportunities that we thought were once in a lifetime. And here of late, I'm sure a lot of people have lost careers that they thought they were going to retire from. We've lost people who we thought would always be in our life. And, excuse me, in every single case, when I decided to look back at those scenarios and those situations, I can see how that loss redirected me toward my goals. Something better. But here's the thing about that. You can't see the redirection in real time. You can't see it in that moment. Loss just feels like loss at that moment. That's why faith is so important. You got to have faith, man. Faith that there's a bigger picture you can't see yet. Faith that this too shall pass, because it's all going to pass. It's all going to pass. Faith that your happiness doesn't depend on external circumstances. When you can maintain your happiness even in loss, you open yourself up to receive what's meant for you. Success has a frequency, and that frequency is happiness. That frequency is happiness. Let me explain what I mean. Hold on. Now I have some happy juice. All right. Successful people aren't successful because they achieved something and then became happy. They became successful because they learned how to be happy first. Happy people take more risk because they're not paralyzed by fear. Happy people build better relationships because people are drawn to positive energy. Happy people make better decisions because they're not operating from a place of scarcity or depression. When you're genuinely happy, you operate from abundance. You're not trying to get something from every situation. You're trying to give something to every situation. You see the difference? The give and the get, right? And ironically, when you're focused on giving rather than getting, you end up receiving more than you ever imagined. This is the success frequency. Giving, loving, serving, and staying happy while you do it. Staying happy while you do it. I need some more happy juice. Excuse me. That sure is some good happy juice, let me tell you. Now let's talk about emotional mastery, right? Let's talk about emotional mastery. Because this is where champions are made, winners are forged, final bosses are inscribed, smarts become legends, and motivators become kings. This is where it's at. Emotional mastery doesn't mean you don't feel negative emotions. It means you don't let negative emotions control your actions. You can feel disappointed and still take action. You can feel hurt and still choose love. You can feel scared and still move forward. Your emotions are valid, but they don't get to drive the car. They don't get to drive the car. Let your vehicle of happiness get you to the fired up train. They don't get to drive it. And here's the technique, right? When negative emotion shows up, one, acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. You see it. And if it's fear, you say, hey, I see you, fear. If you're upset, you're mad, you're angry. I see you, anger. If it's sadness, I see you, sadness. Then you ask yourself, right? You talk to it. You talk to the anger, you talk to the fear, you talk to the sadness. And you say, what are you trying to teach me? Right? Because it's all lessons. Every emotion has a message. Once you get the message, you could choose a response. The goal isn't to never feel bad. The goal is to not to stay bad or mad or sad. You feel it, you learn from it, and then you choose happiness all over again. While in business school, this is something they didn't teach me while I was getting my degree in business. Joy is a compound energy. Just like money in the bank, compound interest. Happiness builds on itself over time. Every moment you choose joy, you're making the next moment easier. But it works the other way too. Every moment you choose misery, you're making the next moment harder. This is why it's so important to break negative cycles as quickly as possible. I call this the compound effect of joy. One happy moment leads to better decisions, which leads to better outcomes, which leads to more reasons to be happy. It's upward spiral from there, transforming your entire life. But you've got to make the first deposit. You got to make the first deposit. You got to do it. You have to do it. You've got to choose happiness first, even when especially when you don't feel like it. You got to choose it. Happiness is a muscle. You got to exercise it, right? Happiness is a muscle that needs to be exercised, just like you wouldn't expect to bench press 300 pounds without training, unless you're strong. You just super strong. A lot of you not. A lot of you can't even do 20 push-ups. But lifting 300 pounds on a bench press without training is crazy, right? Same thing. You can't expect to maintain happiness through major adversity without practice. And you can start small. Practice choosing joy in minor inconveniences such as traffic. We all hate traffic, right? We all hate traffic. That's a time for you to choose joy in that moment. We hate long lines. I for sure don't have the patience for long lines. But dig deep and find a happy moment during that. Technical difficulties. Today, listen, I was ready to throw my cell phone. Well, one of them. I was ready to just toss it. It was pissing me off. I was like, I'm done with this cell phone. But then I had to think about the moments of, man, what's going to happen if I destroy the cell phone? Now we have a bigger problem, right? Then I started thinking about happy moments that the cell phone has brought me and how it has assisted me with this community on this journey, right? As we're all are going to the Fired Up train, right? Use those moments as training grounds. If you can find a way to smile through small frustrations, you're building the strength to handle major challenges. And it's real easy to smile, man. Listen. If you go back to the beginning of the video, I did an exercise. I said, breathe in, hold it, breathe out through your nose. Now smile. Now smile. Let's smile. Just smile. Smile for no damn reason. That's the easiest way to bring on a smile. The breathing relaxes you. It releases the tension. When you let it out, just smile. You'll feel the joy that all of a sudden you're filled with. I'm telling you, man, it works. If you can smile through all of that and through all the frustrations that you may be presented with, you're building the strength to handle major challenges. I want you to think of yourself as a happiness athlete. Every day you're training, right? Yeah, you got happiness. You play for Team Happy. And on your back, you whatever your favorite number is. And you're training. You're doing whatever the coach has you doing. I'm your coach. Say I'm your coach. Every choice to see the good instead of the bad. Every decision to respond with love instead of fear. Every moment you choose gratitude over a complaint. That's you getting stronger. And just like physical fitness, consistency beats intensity. It's better to practice happiness for 10 minutes every single day than to have one amazing day and then forget about it for a week. Right? Doesn't work. It's like when I was telling you about going through your process of building self. You can't take more than 2 days off. And you shouldn't take days off back to back. But if you have to necessarily take days off back to back, it should never be more than 2 days. Right? Here's something beautiful about choosing happiness. It doesn't just change your life. It changes the lives of everyone around you. Your happiness has a ripple effect that touches people you've never even realized. When you show up happy, you give other people permission to be happy too. When you choose joy in the face of adversity, You show others that it's possible. When you maintain your positive energy despite challenges, you become a lighthouse and a beacon for people who are lost in the storm to help them find their way. This is bigger than just your personal success, your personal growth. This is about your contribution to the world. What are you contributing? Every moment you choose happiness, you're making the world a little bit brighter and a better place for everyone. And here's the beautiful irony in that. The more you focus on bringing happiness to others, the happier you become. It's impossible to genuinely make someone else's day without improving your own. Smoking. I'm going to be real with you. This isn't always easy. I need some more happy juice. This isn't always easy. There are going to be times, there are going to be days, there are going to be moments when choosing happiness feels impossible. There are going to be moments when the pain is so excruciating, it's so intense that you question everything you believe about joy, about positivity, about everything, right? You're like, F it. I want to give up. I don't want to do this anymore. In those moments, and I had one of those moments recently. In those moments, I want you to hear me out. I need you to remember that this is exactly when your choice matters most. Anyone can be happy when everything is going well. There's no challenge in that. There's no growth in that. The real test is whether you can find a way to smile when everything seems to be falling apart. You take it on the chin. Boom. And you keep moving. You keep grooving. You don't have to be perfect. Life isn't about being perfect. You don't have to get it right every single time. But you do have to keep trying. You have to keep trying. You have to keep choosing. You have to keep believing that happiness is possible even when, especially when, evidence dictates otherwise. Success isn't about never failing or falling down. Success is about getting back up with a smile on your face, like All Might, just smiling, just cheesing, ready to try and do it again. Ready and trying to do it again. I want you to think about that. Smiling through. Smiling through. Now, we're going to go a little deeper. Hold on. Going a little deeper. Got a couple minutes. Final bosses, smarts, motivators, listen up. We can't talk about staying happy through adversity without talking about your why. We're back. You see how I bring it back. I bring it back 360. Your why is your anchor. When the storms of life try to knock you off course, your why holds it together. Most people think they know their why, but they're operating only on a surface level. I want to be successful to make money. I want to be happy for my family. That's not deep enough. Your real why lies in the core of who you are. Your why is the thing that makes you cry when you think about it. It's the vision that keeps you up at night and gets you up in the morning. It's the legacy you want to leave. It's the impact that you want to make, the person you're becoming in this process. When you truly understand your why, happiness becomes non-negotiable because you realize that your joy isn't just about you. It's about everyone in your life that it touches. Your why gives you your happiness purpose. And it becomes purpose-driven happiness, which, by the way, is unstoppable. I need you to take time this week and let's go deeper. Pause. Let's go deeper. Ask yourself, what breaks my heart about the world? And how can my success help fix it? That's where your real why lives. That's where it lives. And I want you to find it. It's so important to find your why. So important. But after you discover your why and you understand your why, now you're ready for the rest of the Final Boss teachings. You're ready for the 6 pillars of success. Every smart, every final boss, every motivator needs the 6 pillars of success. And you're ready to master it. These aren't just business principles. These are life principles that support everything you're building. Right? We're talking about motivation, sacrifice, persistence, perseverance, resilience, and consistency. Those are the 6 pillars of success. Right? And then after that, if you master the 6 pillars of success, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And that's why you need to understand the 6 building blocks of reward. The 6 building blocks of reward. And the 6 building blocks of reward are vision clarity, discipline architecture, skill supremacy, relationship capital, financial foundation, and physical vitality. Those are the 6 building blocks of reward. And then once you have the 6 building blocks of reward, you need the cornerstone of magnificence to hold it all together. That's the true grit. That's the unbreakable foundation of greatness. There's one thing that separates good from great, successful from magnificent. And that's the cornerstone of magnificence. It's the foundation that everything else is built on. The cornerstone of magnificence is authenticity. You can have all the successful strategies, all the mindset tools, all the happiness techniques in the world, but if you're not being authentic, you're building on sand. You're building literally on quicksand. Authenticity means being the same person in private that you are in public. It means that your values guide your decisions, not just your desires. When you're authentic, you don't have to remember what you said because you always speak from truth. When you speak from a place of truth, you don't have to worry about remembering that. When you're authentic, you attract the right people because you're not pretending to be someone else. When you're authentic, your happiness is genuine because it's based on who you really are, not who you think you should be. Magnificence isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. And when you're real, when you're authentic, when you're aligned, when you're true to self, that's when the magic happens. That's when the magic happens. Right? And then once you master the cornerstone of magnificence, you got to have something in place to keep it constantly moving. And that's where the momentum code comes from. That's where the momentum code comes from. The secret to maintaining forward motion even when everything seems to be working against you. The momentum code has 3 parts. Start before you're ready. Waiting for perfect conditions is like waiting forever. It's never going to happen. Momentum created by movement, not by planning. People plan, but never act on their plans. It's the movement of momentum. 2, consistency over intensity, right? Consistency over intensity. A small step every day beats a giant leap once in a while. But momentum is built through daily actions, daily deposits. Number 3, focus on the next right action. Don't overwhelm yourself with the whole staircase. You take one step at a time and you focus on that one step. And here's the beautiful thing about momentum. Like a lot of things, it compounds. The hardest part is getting started. But once you're moving, once you're building the momentum, it becomes easier to stay in motion than to stop. Your momentum is your power. Your consistency is your strength. Your next right action is your breakthrough. Listen, final bosses, smarts, motivators. We've gone through a lot tonight. I've covered a lot of ground. We went from staying happy through adversity to building the pillars of success to creating unstoppable momentum. Now you have the blueprint, right? But remember this. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. You have to take what you've learned and put it into practice. Your future self is counting on you. I'm counting on you. Our community is counting on you. The fired up train. Choo, choo. The fired up train is counting on you. It's waiting for you to bring your greatness, to bring your excellence. The fired up train is waiting on you. It will bring your passport. Your future self is counting on you and the decisions you make right now. Stay happy, stay focused, stay aligned. Keep building the best part of you. Be balanced, be equal, and be smart. And you know what? I got some new things that I'm adding to the closing statement. Give me a second. And let that marinate in your spine, by the way. There's a heavy pain that comes with discipline. but the pain of regret is even heavier. And that's our show for tonight. Man, I'm hot. I'm burning up. I'm on fire. And to everyone, wherever you are, whatever platform you're watching us and joining us from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And that's our show for tonight. Thank you for joining us for episode number 106. Let me take that back. Episode number 10 of Motivation Monday. Episode number 107 of Tech Tuesday is tomorrow with the sensei. He's our Tech Speaks Me. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 p.m. live right here for Tech Tuesdays with the sensei. Y'all have a great night. Thank you for joining us. God bless. Peace. Love you guys, man. You've been great. Look, what you've learned, you have the blueprint. Now put it to work. Get to putting stuff to action, man. Get to acting the action. That didn't make any sense, but it sounded really cool. But, hey, y'all have a great one. Talk to you soon.